turbulent. This is zero-point fields in modern physics. Physicists now think that if you get down to zero-point levels on the lower right, McTaggart reports it has now been calculated that the total energy of the zero-point field down at zero-point levels exceeds all the energy in matter by a factor of 10 to the 40th, or 1 followed by 40 zeros. That if you took 1 cubic centimeter of space, there's more energy in that cubic centimeter of space by 10 to the 40th than all the known matter and energy in the universe. That's the zero-point field. This is what underlies what our seemingly solid material reality. This is why scientists today know that you can tap the zero-point fields. Blavatsky was interested in the Keeley motor, a machine of perpetual energy that tapped the zero-point energies. Okay, expanding, contracting. Okay, Blavatsky says in the beginning, it expands when the breath of the fire is upon it. So Blavatsky predicted a hot, energetic creation. And she explained in the stanzas as light and heat and fire and motion. So she predicted a hot Big Bang, just like modern science does. This is another concept. Blavatsky explains how it goes from the first point of differentiation, and then there's what she calls the dropping of the world egg. That somehow from a point, there's a dropping of a world egg. In modern science, this is called the inflationary era. Because in modern science, they believe that we go from a singularity, and there's a rapid inflationary period, and then it ends when the universe is the size of a grapefruit, they say, a physicist says. That's like the dropping of the world egg. A rapid expansion from a singularity to the dropping of the world egg. Blavatsky predicted that. There's so much here, I'm going to have to move along. This is going through other things. I'm going to have to skip along here to get to... okay, holy smokes, I got way too much. Okay. In modern science, the big question is there enough matter in the universe to slow down the expansion to begin a phase of universal contraction? And scientists found that there wasn't. So they started looking for dark matter to be able to close the universe. In science, scientists think that the main organizing force in the universe is gravity. They think gravity is what formed the galaxies. They think gravity is what formed the solar system. Blavatsky said gravity does not exist. Okay? Gravity is really a variation of electromagnetic force, one of the 7 variants of Foucault. Here I explain in physics, see, when scientists look out and see a galaxy, and they study the galaxies, there's not enough matter in the galaxy to hold it together according to the law of gravity. So they postulate there's got to be all dark matter that's holding it together. But Blavatsky says, no, no, no. In a way, for Blavatsky, it's not gravity that holds the galaxies together. The galaxies are held together because they originate from a point source, and it's a living organism that's held together because of its zero-point center, and the electromagnetism from the zero-point center. It's very hard to explain that, and this is about the future of the universe. She rejects even gravity, she explains here. There is no gravitation in the Newtonian sense, only magnetic attraction and repulsion. In modern quantum physics, they now believe that gravity doesn't exist. What they thought was gravity, they now think in modern quantum physics is really the interaction of material particles with zero-point fields, and gravity is due to electromagnetic fluxes in the quantum ether. Exactly what Blavatsky said. Gravity doesn't exist. It's electromagnetic attraction and repulsion within the ethers of space. Okay, and now they kicked out the idea of ether 100 years ago. Now it's come back in. It's called the quantum vacuum, is the new ether of modern science. These are drawing parallels. And now I'm going to physics. I'm going to skip that. Physicists are trying to unify the four known laws of physics into one superforce to show that they're all variations of one force. That depicts the four known laws of physics. In order to unify the four known laws of physics, what they have to postulate are higher, what are called gauge symmetries in higher dimensions of space. In 1984, they arrived at this model depicted in the upper left. This is a picture from Scientific American, and what it depicts is what's called 11-dimensional Kaluza-Klein supergravity theory, which states that there are four large dimensions which we perceive, but that at every point within the four large dimensions there is a 7-dimensional hypersphere at every point existing. So at every point in the 4-dimensional space-time, there's a 7-dimensional hypersphere down at 0-point levels. This is illustrating the idea of compacted dimensions. These dimensions are so small, they're beyond our perception. They're beyond the level of Planckian units. In the newest string theory, you see an apple. They reduced it to atoms, then they reduced it to quanta. Then they reduced the quanta to strings. And then they reduced the strings to these little things, which is the newest theories. These are 7-dimensional Calabi-Yau spaces, now believed to exist at every point in space-time. Atkins says, think of a structure like this, but with more dimensions as attached to every point in space. And over on the right, you see, in the newest theories of physics, there are 7 dimensions compactified in this way at every point. So they're saying, in modern physics, there are these little compacted 0-point centers, 7-dimensional, at every point in space. Deity is in every point of the universe, Madame says. God geometrizes. And this talks about the builders collectively. Yeah, this idea as above, so below. Primary creation is in the realm of spirit and light, and the secondary creation is in the realm of matter. The world below reflects the attributes of the world above. These are connected through 0-point sources. And this again comes back to the idea of what 0 points are. I'm going to have to skip through this. Okay, now I need to just quickly depict this. This is Kabbalistic tree of life. In Kabbalah, there's 4 world orders, corresponds to the elements. A world of emanation, divine world, creation, formation, and the world made. This is called the ladder of Jacob, 4 overlapping trees of life. This depicts a model of higher dimensional creation. This is a model of these higher dimensions. Now, if you take this sphere, in the first sphere in this realm here, dot, remember, that is produced from the world of a divine emanation. This is a Kabbalist depiction of the matrix of creation surrounding dot in the realm of the sphere, the realm of creation. So she depicts this as the matrix surrounding the 0-point center. Again, the Star of David. Okay. Now, compare that Kabbalist depiction of dot, compare that to